6 o'clock, isn't it?
Close enough.
5:58.
I'd like to call this meeting in order then. Let's just get going.
Pass it, you wanna pray?
Let's pray. Father, we are truly thankful, Lord, for your goodness. We are thankful, Lord, that we can gather once again, Lord. I just pray, God, for this meeting. Lord, let us have your mind, your thoughts. Lord, every decision, God, we make, whether it be your mind, Lord. I just pray, God, for unity, Lord, in this place tonight. God, we thank you for it. Bless this time together. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Hey. Full house, how about that? Looks like the first thing on the agenda is the ISO. Looks like Rich gave us some, or somebody did,
Yeah,
information.
yeah.
So,
And I've been in contact with Cindy with the ISO.
Okay.
And, I did talk to her, about some things, went over things with her. The credit for the engine companies, that was when we got rid of the 85, we lost credit on that one. Ladder service, we don't have ladder service.
right.
So, lost on that one. Deployment analysis, I've gotta talk to her a little more, because she has us down as 24 people. We don't have 24 people here.
Okay.
So, we're gonna go with that, and I did talk to her about a plan, on training wise, where I can get some more points
Right.
off of this trailer in the back, that I can get points off of it.
Okay.
I talked to George and Bub with water and gas, and George is gonna call her tomorrow about this water thing, because he said, there's no way that's right. That can't be right. He said, we can't supply that much water anyway, even if they wanted to.
So do you still get yearly, reports from George? You know, when they do the flow testing, do you still get those from, like Terry Osborne used to get? What?
I haven't got any flow tests.
No, not you.
George.
Every year.
Oh, George probably does.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Does-
probably does.
Does he provide you with the reports for that?
He does not. Now, he came up, well, he didn't come up, but Matthew and the other guy from the water, when the ISO guy come, they came up,
Okay.
and they represented the water department.
Do you remember, there's another question to ask the ISO people. You remember when Terry, his crew would water test the hydrants every year?
Mhm.
And then they give us a printout of all of that, then we turn that in with the ISO. They may not need that now, but
Yeah, they never,
George should be giving you that to put in an ISO packet, I think. But
yeah,
find out, you
no,
know,
okay.
I don't know. And,
So we're gonna work on that. We have till April 5th to get her, more or less to get her an amendment or whatever.
to
And
go.
she says, you get me the amendment, she says, that's fine. She goes, even if you get me the plan on the training trailer, she goes, then you got from April 5th, she goes, I'll let you go all the way till January 1st to get it all
Straighten back out.
straightened back out. She goes, you won't lose anything and this and that, so,
Well,
I have a question on that. That water supply, is that
that's,
the water supply or is that the pump can't supply it? Or is it the pipe?
capability, is that,
I mean, is it getting weak? Is it,
no, cause they never pumped anything. They did hydrant tests is what they did.
but the pump,
but they did the one
When the-
on each main? Same main?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, they did the same.
And we're gonna look into, George showed me a system I can buy, it's that flow test, what it is. It's a double where you put one on one main, one on the other, and you flow test it to, and he said, this is what we need to actually be doing this. He says,
so what happened to the flow test equipment at Terry?
well, they have the one, but it just goes on one main.
Okay.
They need it for two mains. And it's like, it was like $280.
Now,
So I'm gonna,
Well, you wasn't here when they did the flow test. They put one on one hydrant, one on one hydrant, but they're
Yeah.
on the same main. Well, you can't do that.
yeah, and
So who did they ask for that, the ISO, or is that what George
that's
did?
what ISO says, this is how you're supposed to do this. And he had the equipment in his car. and actually
Yeah.
sent the guys and showed them, okay, well, this is what you're supposed to do, and gave them places that he wanted to do it at, and this and that, and so, yeah.
You never,
Nope, you
You
don't do
don't.
the same thing.
you don't hook to the same thing.
And that's what I said, I was like, okay, so I'm hoping George can get that all straightened out.
Yeah, and ask him to start giving you a report every year. That'd be just handy to look at, print out of. how
Cause if
they
you
do
did a
it.
water supply on this main and this main, you would probably be up in your specs.
Yeah,
Should
We
be.
did different ones, yes.
Yeah. I
I
don't.
mean, they always did
Well,
this.
and-
Go ahead.
I guess, they was telling me today that, Bub was telling me that over behind Pace, I guess they have where it runs into the sprinkler system or something shut off over there
That ain't hooked up.
where it's not getting.
Yeah.
It's only the water is only running in one way and you're not getting both. So I said, well, would that affect that? And he says, man, it could, yeah, but I don't know. You know,
Yeah, all that over there shut off.
Well, and it had nothing to do with the pump testing, I suppose, because we didn't have the.
I gave them I gave them everything there, all the pump testing stuff and all that, yeah.
Well, remember, when you do the pump testing this year, be sure to bring that in.
Yeah, that's why we did the hose testing
I
today,
see that.
yeah,
I seen that.
yeah.
And have that pump tested too, that could tell us to
Mhm.
keep it or to get, that'd be a way.
Well, and see, they come in about a week before pump testing and go through them pumps.
Service area.
And anything that needs done, they usually do.
Well, it sounds like you're working in the right direction. Anybody got any questions?
What truck is this that you were talking about, making sure they bring in?
73.
Because that could be used as more
Mhm.
pump capacity if you need it. Okay. Anybody got any questions on that?
Nope.
All right, review bids for gear.
So on that, we sent out 3 specifications to 3 different companies. Jeff McReynolds from Banner sent us bid specs for all 3. And then there was another company that we sent it to them and they sent us a letter back and says, we don't know what you want, you're gonna have to go in there and pick which boot you want. And it's like, man, that's kinda difficult to do because you don't know whether you're even gonna like that boot.
Yeah.
When Banner done it, he brought 3 styles here and let them try which ones they liked. And that's how they figured that out, so, and then, the third guy never even said anything back.
Well, I don't know about these guys, but my opinion is, you find a rep that you can work with, one that's dependable, that's what you
Jeff's
need to
done it for
do.
years.
Yeah,
So,
What is the budget for these?
what's that?
What's the budget?
I don't remember what we,
I don't either, that's fine.
I think it was
Oh, it was 10.
10,000,
Oh,
I
it was
think.
10, but yeah.
I could look, but I think it's easier for Jack.
Well, it would be if I had all my stuff here, but I don't have all my stuff here. I apologize for that.
$10.
Was it 10?
I'm
For all 3 of
Sure it
them?
was
Sounds
10.
all right.
For all 3 of them or just the first one?
Let me see.
I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. I'm not sure I. That'd be it, wouldn't
That's our budget stuff.
it?
We looked for what was budgeted for that.
Yes.
I thought it was 10, but
Three.
that's what I get for assuming 10. so.
Capital improvements.
my phone.
Yeah, take a picture of all that stuff.
Hey, so we gonna let it rain, then,
Pretty
Yeah.
nice. Get a little bit more, be even nicer.
couldn't even take a bath in the rain.
Started
snowing a little bit.
Honeywell handled it good last night.
Spit a couple seconds out and then I know we ain't grinding
Sounded
feet
good.
though.
Yeah.
I know we weren't
Sounded
grinding
leaky
feet
there for a
before.
while. It was pretty cool to watch, but.
Ah, there it is.
There it is,
About
yeah.
12,000.
So, the boots, we had 7,200. So, wildland gear, we had 2,300. And the extreme, or the coats, were $4,178. The gloves were $2,578. So,
So bid number one for the coats and the pants, the budget was $7,200.
7,200. And it looks like there's 78, 74.
7480.
7480.
280 over there.
Oh, my goodness. And,
And then the suspenders, the coat, pants, and suspenders, which is the bid request number 3.
is 2,300,
The budget was $2,300.
so they're
So
okay.
we're under that. by,
And gloves and pants,
20.
Yep, 20 pair. And then 18 pair.
well, it looks like the only one we're over is,
Only one you're over is the bunker.
yeah, and it's
280 over.
200 over,
But we're under on the others, so.
Well, wait a minute though.
yeah.
Overall, it's about, right.
What about the 20 pair of boots? That's this one, 7,200, right?
7,200, oh, I'm looking at the
Wait a
wrong.
minute.
Okay.
No, I got that one. That's one, right?
One. Boot,
Or is that two? That's
Bid
two.
request number 2 is for the 20 pair of firefighting boots.
That's 7,000.
And that's the 7,200.
72, so we're
So we're
way,
under
way under that
budget
one.
there.
yeah.
Knew that wasn't looking right.
Okay.
And then the 3 sets of the
Record
coats and the
suspenders.
pants and suspenders are 2187, and we budgeted 2,300.
And what about the?
Now, the 2 sets of fire coats and pants, we budgeted 4,178. So
Ouch.
what, was that right?
Yeah, that's what it says.
We're 3,000 under that one.
Yeah.
Now, we didn't go out for bid on these, did
No.
we? Did we?
The
2
cross
sets of
tech,
pants,
Yeah, that's what he's got on there, the 74.
what's the cross tech bill to Monroe City?
2 sets of the coats, and then 2 sets of glove, 2 sets pants, is that right?
Pants and fire coat,
Two
Right.
sets.
two sets.
Yes.
He's at 74 and we're at,
Yeah.
And we're at 67.56 is what our budget was. Because that's these 2 together, correct?
That's what I'm thinking. Well, just add up the bids itself.
Mm-hmm.
Just add up
Oh.
the total bids, because we budgeted $10,000. No,
760.
And this one is 1, which is 480,
I guess I could have done it, but.
and then the 20 pair of boots.
15,947.
You're adding the whole total.
Yes,
So we're gonna vote on these bids anyway, right?
right.
So,
You want to do it separately?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, I wanna know what this total and that total is, so if we're under one and over one, and
Yeah, and that's what I was getting at, I think we are
I think we're
over
over.
one, under
Yeah.
some,
I think we're over
to see if we're
altogether.
in the
though.
bids.
Yeah.
In the money.
I got 15,487, I don't know if that's right.
I calculated 47, sorry.
How much?
16,447.
Oh, I'm just something, $200. 16047. Where's that? 11. Oh, 7, 11, 13, about 2,000 over.
Did he give you an idea on delivery date? How long it's gonna take?
Mm-mm.
I do like the bid, the boots that he's gonna hold them to for 12 months, so.
Yeah,
$209 over the budget,
What was it?
$209 total for all
I
three,
make a motion,
over
we,
budget.
Well, let's bid
are
on
you gonna do
them.
them separately?
Yeah, we have to do them
Mhm.
separately.
I make a motion, we bid on number one.
Wait a minute. Everybody understands that we're just a couple $100 over
Budget,
what we
yeah.
budgeted.
For all of these items,
Okay.
total.
All right, go ahead, Robbie.
I make a motion to accept the bids for request number one.
I'll second that motion. In favor?
Aye. I make a motion to request number two.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. And I make a motion for request number three.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Tell him to put that order in right away and don't wait all year.
all right, yeah.
Good luck with that, right?
So are
Uh-huh.
you gonna contact him and do that then? You'll let him know?
Yes, I'll
Okay.
contact him and let him know.
All right, and then I guess if he needs a purchase order or something like that, let me know and we'll develop something. I don't have
Okay.
anything made up, but
Okay.
we can if we need
And you
to.
still have the, fire phone, or whatever it is, the fire cell phone? I
Mhm.
need that number, I don't have. I'll
Oh,
have
yes,
it
okay, I'll send it to you.
Once you get, yeah,
Okay.
later on.
And make sure Jeff knows that this is not going through the city, so, you know,
Right.
don't send a bill to them.
Right.
Now, I do have one question on that. City's tax exempt. We are not,
We are.
correct? We are? Okay.
I don't know, but we are.
I thought we were because they're a government entity.
Yes, that's right, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't.
I'm sorry, he's got me doing.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's no tax on it.
We're government entity. So, okay, any more questions on that stuff? Secretary's report.
Okay, so in your packet, I have the minutes from February 6th.
Yeah. We need to,
Everybody read the minutes?
yes,
I make a motion, we approve minutes February 6th.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
All right,
Okay, so I've been working with Carl, the attorney, on some things. Part of it's the bond and insurance. He's kind of going in a different direction on things, so I'm trying to get his input on what we're gonna need for what, so I still have those quotes. So he's gonna get with me on those. I did not get a chance to get that contract part done, so I will have that hopefully within the next week, and I'll get it out to you well before this next meeting. I also received in the mail today some information regarding the Missouri Association of Fire Protection Districts. It's regarding all of the different benefits that they offer to those of us that are registered. It's got the conference that they have. There's a lot of board training, a lot of different things in here. So I don't think it costs anything to become a member, so I'm going to become a member, see what all we've got. And fill you in on those.
they're a really good organization, we used to belong to it, and if your fire district has under $1 million, there's no fee for joining it, but there's conferences, just a lot of good information that we can receive out of there, so
Yeah.
if it's free,
No brainer, yeah.
no brainer.
Do it.
Need a motion for that, probably.
Well, it doesn't cost us anything,
Okay,
so, yeah.
all right. Freebie,
Yeah,
freebie.
I think that's it for the secretary's report.
Treasury report.
Okay, so our current balance is $298,255.52. Attached, you've got the breakdown. You've also got a copy of the bank statement. And with that bank statement, I reconciled it on the right-hand side, and on the left-hand side, you can see a copy of the receipt where I deposited money today, and it equals what is in that account. So we're good there. I've got bills payable. I think the only thing I have is the water bill and my bill. I did get a bill this week from MFA. We paid the one. Apparently there was one prior to that, so I need to get something. I need to touch
For
base with MFA.
Out the
Yeah.
propane tank at substation.
I know, but we paid just one. But now they're saying we had one prior to that that was due, which I haven't seen. So I gotta get information on that, and find out. So I'm not,
I have a question about their propane. Are we able to negotiate that gas at a certain time of year like farmers do?
You can probably.
Yes,
So
that
you
works.
used to be able
I
to.
think you
Yeah,
can.
we're doing it.
Yeah.
We never have, but,
I think you just have to go talk to Matt.
okay.
I'm on that board too.
Okay. See, you know, if it's worth it,
Yeah.
I know it's too late this year,
Right.
but
Yeah.
maybe next year. so.
Yeah.
Okay.
so our Rawls County electric bill is actually $194, but at this point, we still have a $598.02 credit. Brightspeed is the phone bill. I have not received that. When I do get it, I will go ahead and pay it. It's usually $88 and some odd cents. The water bill is in here, $29.19. Our security for the substation, which is ADT security, I don't have that yet either. And then mine, which is $30.38 for the cell phone, and then my service on the $500.
So do you,
Yeah, yeah, I think we talked about like the ADT service. Do we really need that out there anymore? I mean, there's,
well, the reason we put it in there is that we were
because
broke
they had that,
into.
yeah.
We were broke into and they stole
Yeah.
several $1,000s worth of stuff out
Yeah.
there.
Is that the alarm
Yeah.
system?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Before we had the, and
That's
then
what
we
that
put it out there.
ADT is, whatever it is. And how
I
much is
don't,
it?
how much is it? I don't
That's
even
what I'm
know.
just gonna say, how much was it?
I don't even
Should be on
remember what
your
it was.
Okay, so before they had a huge credit on it, and the last time I only paid it was $5, so
oh
it's
gosh.
more than that, yeah, so I just don't have a new bill, so.
Okay, yeah, well, I don't.
What do you all think? I mean,
I would leave it on until we
Leave
find
it
out
on there
exactly
then.
what it is.
Yeah.
Leave it on
That's
until-
it.
My suggestion.
I think-
Well, they call if somebody, if the thing's broke, I mean, if the connection breaks, they call you, don't they?
Mm,
I know they used to call me at City Hall, for it, and they called me on my cell phone several times
Yeah.
for it as
it's
well.
supposed to go to Rose County Sheriff Department.
And it may go to several of us.
Yeah, it did there at one time, because I
Yeah.
remember,
Yeah.
I remember getting called and having to go out there, and they're like, we need to know what vehicle you're in and everything else, cause the sheriff was coming out there too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do I need to make that motion to leave it like it is, or
I don't, probably.
To do what?
Just leave it.
leave it until
Leave
it's
it.
on?
Well,
If
we're
you're
not making
changing it,
changes, there's no need to do
shouldn't be.
anything,
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
we just need to approve the bills,
Just pay the bill.
I
correct?
make the motion to,
Bills payable.
Second.
I need you to sign them while I'm
Yeah.
here.
So on the bank statements,
Yes.
we're okay with the, I've read this monthly report that they
What's
did.
that?
That is, yes, one second here, and I had Robbie and Tony, right?
we need to get, we'll get with him and then get with.
So
him.
what happened on the bank, the last page of that treasurer's report, is a letter from making a, from
Very last
F and M.
page.
And basically, after you have over $250,000, they can't cover locally, so they have to put additional investments in there, so that's what they've done. So we're good to like 399,000, I believe. So that's just to let us know that's what they've done. I have,
Let me understand something about the money still owed.
Okay,
We're not gonna attack that till after the election. Is that my understanding?
we are going to discuss some things in executive session.
Oh, okay.
So they just sent you that out of the blue? F&M did?
they called me and told me they were gonna do it, and they sent us the mail.
Because they're
Good to
watching,
know.
they're watching, yeah.
Yeah. Well, they wanna make sure that everything that they've got in this bank is covered,
Well, yeah.
you know, so if it's not, they've gotta address them.
I've never had 200,000 in my account.
Anything else for the treasurer's report? Did? You got it? Okay, next thing is new business,
I got something on old business.
go ahead.
The flag get put up?
Absolutely.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, electric department went out, we had a whole electric department and actually had them go out there and take care of the flag, put a new flag up, and they put new rope and everything up. And then we was having problems with one of the ceiling fans,
Oh,
and, they actually went in
oh, yeah. you
and
said-
found a short in
I
it,
told you.
and they fixed it,
When-
so it's all taken care of now.
One of the short.
Yeah, I seen,
We-
that day we went in there, I said, something just
What
Pop
we're doing,
somewhere.
Gary, the a wire slipped down through and it was, as it was spinning, it was rubbing, and it rubbed through.
You know, and we might think about this as summer comes on, we ought to have a meeting out there every now and then, you know, just, you know, a couple times a year. And keep in the back of your mind that we need to do something, maybe have a cookout or something out in Rensselaer to maybe see if there's any new members. And the question being, is that station being out there really helping their ISO? And are people using advantage of it?
Yeah.
So
Well,
that's
if it-
something to keep in the back of your mind.
Yeah, I know, I mean,
Yeah.
I got it, we've got applications and they're like, that, I just,
For,
for being firefighters and stuff
Good.
like that, but
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Oh, yeah,
out to substation?
no,
Yeah.
just in town, but we're already full here, you know?
Well, that answered my next question.
When you say you're full,
Well,
We're out of lockers. at the
we're
moment.
out,
you're out of what?
We're out of lockers.
we're out of lockers, we're completely, the whole wall except for one locker is completely full. With everybody's gear.
We're out of gear. We got too many new people on here for my comfort,
Yeah,
for me
Okay.
being comfortable.
Did
Okay.
you put an ad in the
So-
paper a couple weeks ago about one?
That's my biggest.
About what?
Did you put an ad in the paper
So many
on
new people
firefighters a
on
couple
here,
weeks ago?
you can't-
Hey.
Oh, somebody told me that.
It's up to you guys, you know, it's up to you guys.
yeah,
I like to get some more guys trained and
Yeah.
more comfortable before we go hiring some more new ones.
It's up to,
yeah, and I mean,
Come on.
a lot of the guys show up, you know, that's a huge thing.
Sorry.
but that was my only question. You may have 15, but,
Yeah,
If fire
How
show
many
up,
do you
you know,
have?
good,
Yeah.
yeah.
you know, but you answered that question by the training issue, because
mhm,
that's a full-time job.
Oh,
in
yeah.
itself.
Yeah.
Okay, any other questions, folks?
That's fresh to the next one.
Oh, I do, I
Yep.
got one. About that rollout deal we used to have in that van, it is sitting outside out back of the fire station.
Substation?
Substation.
it's still sitting out there? It was behind the substation.
That's where it's at, yeah, or it
We
was.
need to get rid of it or do something with it,
Mhm.
Well-
it's just sitting there,
Yeah, you gotta
rust
move it,
down
it's
in the
gonna rust.
pile.
And there's a lot of things that we can get rid of. A lot of stuff that can go up for that auction,
Right.
but I have a thought about that too. So,
Are they gonna do like a city auction thing or
not
something?
that I know of, but
Yeah, I've heard of it.
we could do our own, but
Mhm.
again, I have a thought about that, so.
Okay.
I haven't thought it completely out, but when I do that. Okay,
And the last thing on there on old business, did you talk to your secretary about coming to meetings?
I have not had a chance to see my secretary.
There's something in the minutes that we just approved, of them, working for the city, but do they get any monetary money from the board? So we really have no pressure on them?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
what's that?
Just our support for the equipment and things like that, but they don't get payment from the board,
Who?
the firefighters.
Not the firefighters, these two secretaries were.
Yeah, but they don't
Yeah.
either, yeah,
They get paid by the city.
by the city.
By the
Mhm.
city.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing on the board.
All payroll comes from the
So
city.
that's all we can do is ask them, if they don't wanna come, they don't wanna come.
Yeah,
Correct.
that's
Yeah,
true.
2 secretaries or 1?
No, I have one.
Secretary and 2 officers,
Maybe
wasn't
we'll
it?
give you another one.
I had 3 officers.
Yeah, we'll give you another one, they're paying for it.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, that was all I had.
Okay,
Oh,
we need to go out for bids for, Moynihan substation.
I have a question on that.
Go ahead,
Am I void from that?
yes.
Yes.
That's what I figured, okay.
You do, you are. I talked to Lee Kendrick about it, and the reason the lot had not been plowed,
Mhm.
I talked to him yesterday about it.
he just, they've just kinda, there's just been some communication fails there. So I asked him to tell me what needs to be done out there. They had him mowing it once every 2 weeks. He said it needed to be mowed 30 times a year, an estimated of 30 times, and to spray the gravel in that front bank twice a year, and plow 5 times a year. And that's what he suggested needed to be done, so.
Plowing 5 times a year, it just depends on
The snow.
what you get. You can't say 5 times a year.
It
but
may be not, it may be, it may be.
What do we do with the substation?
What do we do?
What do we do with the substation? Absolute nothing?
Store,
Storage.
yep. And that's the,
Is it worth the effort to spend all this money? Why don't we sell the substation?
we could never sell it. If we decide to get rid of it, it has to go back to
To who?
Central
Central
Stone.
Stone.
Stone, they donated the
Central
ground.
Stone.
For 100
So-
years.
So, and that's why it's important that we put something together this summer to meet with the people in Rensselaer, have a little barbecue or something, to get people out there. The first question is, are they using the benefits of the ISO? Is that substation out there now helping them with their insurance? So in the past, that substation would help with their insurance, even if it wasn't manned.
Lowering it.
Just being there with a pumper in it would be manned, would be ISO rated.
Yeah.
But if it's not helping, and they're not taking advantage of it, I think that's when we look into getting rid of it. But the question is, how much do we really spend out there in a year's time? I don't know what the mowing would cost, but
The real question is, why was it put out there in the first place?
because of ISO
ISO.
rating.
Because
ISO,
of the rating.
because by putting that, we didn't pick that spot. The ISO people picked that spot because it's 5 miles from Monroe City, and it's less than 5 miles to Rensselaer, which is supposed to lower their insurance rating. And at that time, we were having trouble with Hannah Rural Fire Department, wanting to come into that area. So
Then the question exists, what's the benefit today?
that's something we have to find out. And the only way we can find that out is by talking to the people in that community.
Right.
And,
If they want it, they want it. Let's do something with it.
and this board previously said, we told Rich that if he could get his 5 members out there, then we'd put a used fire truck out there, But how that substation all supposed to work is if we had fire people out there and there was a structure fire wherever it may be, this department would run, that department would get on the radio and ask whoever's in command, do you want us, he shuts it off or he tells them to come on for manpower.
Yeah.
That's how it's supposed to work, but we just never could get the manpower out there. But there's been so many new people move out there and so many young people. I just think there needs to be a push in that area somehow. And it's hard. It's hard to do out there, so. There's just questions that have to be asked. I don't know what it costs out there, a year.
Well, there must have been a push somewhere because you got the building, you got the station, you got the ground.
That
But
station.
what happened?
The property was donated.
Yeah.
The station was a cost of, I believe, $150,000, I think it was, to do the level groundwork and do everything, so. But that was just a big knob,
Now, is that $1 a year for 100 years? Is that what it was? Or they just donated?
They
completely?
donated it, but the contract says if we ever defunct, that goes back to them.
I don't know, 100 years for $1 a year or something like that.
I don't think there was any money involved.
I'm just curious.
It's a good question that really need to be looked at.
Yeah.
And find out if the ISO rating still applies to.
That's the only way I know to find out about that out there, is to meet with the people and see if it actually is helping their ISO. Or, I guess I could stop by our local insurance companies and say, hey, does this help?
Yeah.
If they're out there, and they would be able to tell you. And ISO is slowly falling off as an important thing for insurance. Some insurance companies think it's great, and some people like it don't matter.
Yeah.
I don't know, did that answer your question or not?
Yeah.
Well, we just need to go out for bids for mowing,
Is that for mowing or everything?
everything,
Spraying,
everything. That's, I think, the only way to do it, don't you?
It's the easiest way.
Yeah.
But how are you gonna limit that to 5 plowings in a winter?
Well, I would guess that, I would
5.
say that maybe the bids could say if there's more than 5 plowings, then notify us,
And it has to be so many inches before it plowed, I assume.
I would assume. Yeah,
I
we
don't
can
know
do
how
that.
Huh?
I don't know. Yeah, we can.
I mean, I wouldn't wanna go out there with the dust and say they plowed it and,
Well,
4
yeah.
inches, 5, I mean, what's safe with you
Well,
all?
that one that we were out there, it was probably about 6
That
or
was 6 or
7.
7, and we had a hell of a time getting in there, heck of a time.
Driveway.
I forget, I think we was gonna be there all night.
I was in a Chevy, we had no problem.
Plow over 3 inches.
I'd go 4. 4 or more.
Or I guess you're writing that down. I don't need to do that.
And
5
what do you all
times?
think of that?
Yeah.
And then anything overtime, they need to call us?
Yep,
Or
Yeah.
we just do a price per plow after that?
price for plow.
And how many mows?
30 mows a year.
Beginning when?
Depends on
When the
whether,
grass is
I'll
tall.
say, that
Weather
could be
permitting.
anytime.
Whenever the bids get,
I've already mowed mine.
Crazy.
So it'll go up to 30 mows a year, keeping the
Two.
grass at what level?
3 inches.
Dirt.
I would say no more than 4, that's what the city bids are. It's,
2 gravel
the max is
sprays.
3 inches?
2 gravel sprays?
No, you can't do that, cause you
The
mow out there at 3
driveway
inches
and-
and then 2 days later it's at 4,
I
you
guess
can't.
call it the highway bank, you know,
In the
where
entrance?
Yeah.
entrance.
And
So we're
so the
going up
entrance,
to-
driveway or entrance and around the building?
I mean, nobody's gonna go out there
All
with a
the
tape
gravel.
measure anyways,
Yeah.
but it needs to look presentable.
Okay.
Rock out front.
Okay, so we're looking at, up to 30 mows per year, keeping the grass, no longer than 4 inches. And then we need a price per mow if it exceeds that. We're gonna plow it, if there's 4 inches more snow, 5 times, and then price per plow after that. 2 gravel sprays for the weeds, which are the driveway and then the rock around the building.
Contact you.
Is that correct?
I
Yep.
have them put in a residual.
Meaning,
Spray, that way it doesn't come back. If you can get residuals put in the herbicide, it'll last a lot longer.
okay, so,
Except it's hardened gravel.
It's, let me tell you.
I've already
just
talked to
gravel.
Quinn's, cause I spray mine about 3 or 4 times a year, and
Yeah.
the lime and the gravel
Oh,
soaks
yeah,
it up
that's
so
right,
fast.
I went out to.
So, do I
did
put
the
that in there
same
or
thing.
not,
I went to
or-
Quinn's and said,
They probably already
what am I
have
doing
residual.
wrong on my lot down there? I'm spraying it 3 times a year. And
But that's what.
Gotta mix it hotter.
Got some stuff that
Now, I got one question on
I'll put
this.
diesel fuel.
You're saying 30 times a year. Are you gonna make them prove when they mow it? Cause they can come back and say, well, 5 months, we've already mowed it 30 times. We're gonna approve the dates.
Well, I'm thinking if we're hiring reputable people, we have to trust them somehow. Are you gonna go out
True.
there and check it every time they mow it? I'm not.
Check,
You know what I'm saying?
check the security camera.
I'll check for $100 a check.
It's real money, not ours. I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying, I think they need to write down every day.
Well, there's 30 mows came from Lee and he's mowed it for what? Several years.
Years,
Pretty much
yeah.
since it's been open.
Several years,
Yeah.
so you ought to know. Yeah.
But that's weather permitting too.
Oh, yeah.
Last year I didn't mow in June and July, but twice.
It may be so,
That's-
so
that was-
wet, we won't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I mean,
That it on the morning?
yeah, and we're gonna start it when it needs to, I
When the
guess.
bids are
weather
accepted?
permitting.
Okay. So this price is gonna go from the time it's bid until what? March 1st next year? And we'll rebid next year in April or February? Are we on a 2-year term, or how do you wanna do this?
I go 1 year term.
For this first
Prices, just,
Shit,
You
I
never
do
know.
2 years. He'll lock it in for, whoever it is, will lock it in, we're locked in for 2 years. But we have to have something in there that if they're not mowing it right or they're not
you're
doing
gonna have a
anything.
clause that, you're fired.
Yeah.
It's a.
I don't know, why don't we do it 2 years instead of doing this every year?
Yeah.
It's just, prices fluctuate so much that,
Yeah, but
things go up.
you're thinking about on your end of.
No, I'm talking about a mower is $8,000 in a year,
But
maybe 10.
what I'm saying is you're talking about, you're seeing it from your side as the guy that's mowing it.
Well, yeah,
We, as a board member, should be seeing that, like, hey, if we can lock in for 2 years and the prices go clear up, then not our problem.
Good point. We're
Okay.
gonna-
Yeah.
Well, I gotta watch
This
which side
year.
of fence I'm on.
Yeah.
Lock
2
it in
years.
this year.
Make that in a motion?
I make a motion, everything he just said.
And I second.
So we went out for bids.
That's right, we're going out for bid. Okay.
Now, when do they do? You gotta put that in there. What is today? March 4th?
Fifth.
Fifth.
5th?
Didn't you get the
By
memo?
the 15th at 5 o'clock? Or midnight?
Are we gonna have a
Whatever you
special
get.
meeting to approve them?
No. Ooh,
You're
we're
gonna have
getting
to.
into yeah, we're getting into
Yeah,
mowing
we're getting
season.
into
You're
most
you're gonna have to have a
Yes.
special meeting to approve the bids,
Yes.
unless you have one, I guess, I don't know what you do then.
So I say we have a meeting 2 weeks from tonight, which should be March 19th. I send these out, who do you want me to send them to?
Just put it in the paper.
Okay, well, that's gonna be more of a problem, then that's gonna take more time.
Then
you
you
only
I
have-
have,
don't
in
know
there.
who to send them to.
well, you got people in Palmyra, Hannibal that may bid on them, I don't know,
Everywhere.
yeah.
Put it in the paper.
Okay, put it in paper.
That's my motion.
Sounds good.
Redeem my first motion and revise it to what he just said the second time.
We'll put it in the
Oh,
paper because,
politically way to say that, but
Yeah, we're gonna put it,
Hey, papers, we're gonna put in just our local or Hannibal?
I'll put it in our local paper and then I'll put it on Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Right there.
very good.
Or.
now if you write that in an article, it's free, used to be.
And I'm going to,
It's
I
an
will
ad in
get
the
a
paper.
copy of some older bid specs from the city. Because I know we had bid specs when we did this before. For them,
'Cause they've done it forever.
so,
Yeah, we have to go out for this. Never mind.
okay, so, alright,
I amended my first motion.
okay, so we'll have, and I don't even know if we can get it in. Cause I think the deadline is gonna be this Friday, so I won't be able to get it in this week, obviously. So, they won't be in the paper until the 13th. I mean, I'll have them on Facebook, so we could have them due on the 22nd, or the 25th even, and have a meeting on the 26th.
Sounds good.
Pushing it,
Good
if
man.
weather permits, they're gonna, yeah.
Well,
I
I'm
mean, if they
thinking,
gotta cut it twice to get it back to where it needs to be,
Right.
that's what it's
That's
gonna
part of the
do.
30 mows.
Yeah.
So,
I'll say something to Lee. I mean, if it needs mowing, he'll mow it.
and we can just have him mow it on a one-off. You
Yeah,
know,
we-
if he doesn't get the bid, say it's gonna be this much mow, and
Yeah.
we can go that route. Okay, so we're gonna get the bid specs, and the bids are gonna be due by 5 or, yeah, we'll go noon on March 25th.
Now,
And we'll have a meeting at 6 o'clock on the 26th. Is that correct? Or no, what do you,
yeah,
That's fine.
26. But I got another
On
thing.
February 26th. next
March.
meeting.
They gotta be insured. I mean, I know
They have to be.
some are, but
oh, yeah,
the
they
neighbor
need to
down
be
the street,
licensed and insured, yeah, I know.
well, there ain't no license, I don't think
Workman's
you have to
comp
have
and all
that.
that bullshit.
What kind of insurance they need?
Liability insurance.
How much?
February 26th.
March
Better
26th.
figure
Oh,
it out.
March.
Letters,
What am I,
letters.
February?
I'll look at the older ones
Yeah,
and
look
see.
at the old bids.
Yeah, yeah, you
That's-
said you had those.
I go with age on that one.
Okay, so we'll have a meeting on March 26th at 6 o'clock. And the main purpose of that will be, well, I mean, we're supposed to have a meeting the next week too, at April 2nd, but we could possibly get everything done on the 26th if you would
Or if you can
prefer.
get it done sooner, just text everybody and,
If it can happen sooner, then just do it.
what was the deadline?
March 25th,
25th?
which is about Monday at 5 PM, or noon, I'm sorry, noon on the 25th.
Okay, is that on the bids? Good enough on it? Any questions on bids?
What time's it gonna be, 5 PM or 6 PM?
6 PM.
6 PM.
And
Okay,
you're doing noon on the 25th.
the only reason I bring in this status of the Region D book, somebody asked me about it, and I said, hell, I don't have any idea. You know,
What is it?
is, again, there used to be a updated Region B call-out list here. I don't know whether it still is or not, where you had phone numbers from everybody,
Of all the chiefs. and
yeah, all of the
that.
chiefs and contacts.
Mhm.
Before I'd even get into that, I told the person that I assumed that the police chief is still the emergency management director.
No, Blair Joyner is the EMD. Zach is the backup.
That's never, how'd that happen?
Well, it's been that way
Well, I
for,
mean, was that the city council?
I'm not
No, you
real
don't.
sure on that.
The EMD used to be the police chief.
Mhm.
So my question is, do you fit in okay with all that?
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
yeah, she does fine.
okay. All right, we need to talk. Okay, okay, that's all I've got on that. We need to go into
Is there anything else for open?
anything else for opening meeting?
I make a motion to adjourn.
No, we can't,
Why not?
we got an executive
Take
Make
it.
a
session.
motion, we go into
Don't we have
executive
to-
session.
Do you guys have
Close this
anything?
meeting?
You guys got
You
anything?
guys, yeah, nothing? Okay,
Don't we have to close this meeting before we go? into
That's
special
what we're
meeting?
getting ready to do.
Well, this meeting isn't exactly closed.
Unless-
So you need to
After
close
that.
the meeting and you need to read this.
Right.
So you can read that or mine? You can.
One of you guys are,
Make a motion to close the open meeting. Can you do that?
and go into executive
Yeah, you go
session
into executive session.
for the purpose
First,
of
give me-
That's what I was trying to say.
legal actions, blah,
Yeah,
blah,
I
blah.
already said that.
So you need to read all
My
of that,
voice is about to
starting
give
it.
that anyway.
So we need to close the
Okay.
open session and go into executive for the
So, I need to
purpose of,
say-
yes.
Yeah, I make a motion to close open meeting, to go into executive session. Notice is hereby given that the Monroe City Fire Protection District, having duly voted to close its meeting, is authorized by 610.021, parentheses 1, legal actions causes of action or litigation involving, right?
Involving us, yep.
Involving a public governmental body and any confidential or privileged communications between a public governmentality,
Public governmental body.
governmental body, or is its representatives and its attorneys.
So we need a second.
Second.
Good
All in
God.
He got the
favor?
easy side.
Aye.
Okay, so I need a roll call vote. Tony,
Here.
Robbie,
Right.
Ralph, Donnie,
Yeah.
Matt.
Aye.
Okay.
Okay, that means we're in executive session, everybody has to leave, and then we'll call back
You
in.
can come back later.
And then we'll open the meeting back up, so. Thank you, folks.
I second it.
No, we'll
What-
talk to
what do
Brandon
you-
over there.
Someone important.
You motion to adjourn and you second it? Okay.
All in favor? Aye.
What,
Have you ever seen the coin that we made?